Your 30s are when life decides to stop pulling punches. One minute you're confident, the next you're Googling what's a mortgage. Suddenly, adulthood feels less like freedom and more like juggling fire while your bank account watches in silent disappointment. The job's better, the paycheck's bigger, but somehow the pressure doubled, and the peace you imagined still hasn't arrived. Bills, debts, goals, expectations, your 30s throw it all at you at once, daring you to keep your balance. And that's when most people realize the real challenge isn't earning more, it's learning how to make your money actually work. Because in your 30s, every decision echoes into the future. What you do now shapes the next 3 decades of your life. Your spending habits, your debt, your savings, they quietly decide whether your 40s feel like freedom or regret. And yet, nobody really prepares you for that moment when you look around and think, wait, when did I become the adult? That's why most people in their 30s live in constant financial tension, decent income, zero stability, endless stress. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if there was a map, real practical milestones to anchor you? My name's Bobby, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, psychology, and why we all feel broke inside. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still can't breathe financially, this video is for you. Because your 30s aren't about chasing wealth, they're about building a foundation strong enough to carry your future self. The first milestone is the one that sets you free from the silent weight you've carried since your 20s. Consumer debt. Yeah, that credit card balance, that car payment, those lingering student loans, they're not just financial, they're psychological chains. Every time you open your banking app, those numbers whisper that you're still behind, no matter how hard you're trying. But here's the truth. Debt isn't just about money. It's a mindset that keeps you living for tomorrow instead of today. When you owe, you don't own. Not your time, not your peace, not even your paycheck. So, milestone number one in your 30s, eliminate every form of consumer debt. Credit cards, car loans, personal loans, all of it. The only debt you should carry into your future is a mortgage, and only if it makes long-term sense for you. Because every dollar you send to debt is a dollar that could have been working for you, not for some bank's quarterly report. Think of debt as an anchor tied to your potential. The lighter it gets, the faster you move toward financial independence. Imagine what it would feel like to keep your entire paycheck. No minimum payments, no interest, no mental clutter. That's not just financial freedom. That's mental clarity. It's how people in control of their money start sleeping like babies again. I know it sounds impossible, but the truth is, you're probably closer to zero than you think. You just need a plan. Start by attacking the smallest debts first. It's psychological momentum. Each victory makes the next one easier. Once that balance hits zero, something shifts. You start to believe you can actually win this game. And that belief, that's where every financial success story begins. Not with money, but with mindset. Your 30s are your turning point. This is the decade where excuses expire and your future starts taking shape. Because once you master debt, every other milestone, savings, investing, peace, becomes not just possible, but inevitable. So you've tackled your debt, now it's time to protect your financial reputation, your credit score. Most people treat their credit score like a mystery number controlled by financial wizards. It's not. Your credit score is simply your financial trust score, proof you can borrow responsibly and pay reliably. And while it might sound boring, this single number can save or cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Let's put it this way. A great score doesn't just open doors, it makes everything inside cheaper. Your mortgage, your car loan, even your insurance rates, they all change based on how lenders see you. A 780 credit score can literally save you 50 grand on a home compared to a 680. That's not wealth, that's awareness. Paying attention to your credit is one of the easiest financial wins. The formula is simple. Pay everything on time, keep your utilization low, and let your credit history age gracefully.
Think of it like a plant. Don't uproot old accounts, water it monthly, and it'll grow into opportunity.
But one late payment, that's like chopping the roots. It can take years to rebuild that trust. So automate your payments, set reminders, and for the love of peace, never miss due dates. Because once your credit is solid, You get to borrow smarter, not just cheaper. And that brings us to the next milestone, not just reacting to money, but planning it. Most people think financial planning means complicated spreadsheets or hiring someone in a suit. It's not. Financial planning is about direction, knowing where your money is going and what it's working toward.
I like to call it the Brett framework.
B is for budgeting, not restriction, but awareness. Every dollar should have a job, even if it's rest. R is for retirement, making sure future you isn't stuck depending on present you's bad decisions. E is for estate. Yeah, it sounds fancy, but it just means protecting the people who rely on you. T is for taxes because you can't grow wealth if you're leaking it every April without realizing.
And the last is T, tracking.
You can't improve what you don't measure. Progress needs proof. When you follow the Brett method, money stops feeling random and starts feeling like a game you can actually win. Because clarity brings confidence, and confidence is what separates financial chaos from control.
But even the best plan can crumble without one thing, your safety net, the emergency fund.
In your 20s, it was 3 to 6 months of expenses. In your 30s, double it. Seriously.
Why? Because your 30s come with plot twists. Houses, kids, jobs, parents, health. The stakes are higher now.
6 to 12 months of savings isn't overkill. It's peace insurance for the next crisis life throws your way.
Because when your car dies, or the roof leaks, or your job vanishes, you won't panic. You'll pivot.
An emergency fund doesn't make you rich. It makes you unshakable. And that's a kind of wealth no one can tax. Your 30s are when lifestyle inflation sneaks up quietly. You earn more, but somehow you're still broke. The nicer car, the bigger apartment, the fancier dinners all justified, but they quietly eat your financial future alive. Lifestyle inflation is like quicksand. The more you struggle to feel successful, the deeper you sink. Real wealth isn't about upgrades. It's about margin, the space between what you make and what you keep. Here's the rule I give everyone. Every raise you get, save half, spend half. That's your inflation shield. When your income rises, let your goals rise faster than your lifestyle. That's how wealth compounds. Because it's not deprivation, it's design. You're shaping a life that expands freedom, not expenses. The next milestone most people avoid because it feels morbid, estate planning. But it's not about death, it's about direction. Without a plan, the courts decide who gets your money, your house, and even guardianship of your kids. Estate planning isn't about money. It's about protecting your family's peace when life throws the unexpected. At minimum, you need a will, a power of attorney, and a plan for who handles things when you can't. It's not dramatic, it's responsible. You're not just building wealth, you're building continuity. The next milestone? Investing in your health because it's the only asset you can't refinance or replace. Your 30s are when your body starts sending invoices for the abuse you gave it in your 20s. Preventive care, quality food, exercise, and sleep. These aren't luxuries. They're the cheapest investments you'll ever make. Think about it. Every workout compounds like interest. Every skipped doctor's visit adds future debt in medical bills. Treat your body like a business asset because one day, it literally decides how long your money lasts. This isn't about abs. It's about energy, the power to keep showing up for your goals without burning out. Wealth without health is just exhaustion with nicer furniture. Protect your body the way you protect your bank account. Because your future millionaire self doesn't need a mansion, they need longevity, and that starts right now. Your 30s are about alignment, making sure your money, mind, and health are all compounding together. You're not just surviving adulthood anymore, you're engineering freedom, one smart milestone at a time. So the question isn't how rich can I get, it's how stable can I become. Stability is the new flex. The peace you're building today is the dividend your future self will live off tomorrow. This is where financial maturity begins, not in chasing more, but in mastering enough. Every decision you make in your 30s echoes louder than you realize, but you're still early enough to change everything. Whether you're fixing mistakes, or doubling down on wins, this is your prime decade to build wealth that lasts. So stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone's chapter 10. Focus on building solid habits that compound quietly. Because when you master lifestyle, protection, and health, you're not just financially strong, you're unshakable. And that's the real milestone, peace that can't be bought, only built. The next milestone is one most parents overlook, planning for your kids' education. before it becomes a crisis. College costs rise faster than inflation, so the earlier you start, the less future you'll sacrifice. Even small monthly contributions compound beautifully when you give them time. That's the magic of early action. A 529 plan or similar education account lets your money grow tax-free and builds peace of mind. You're not just saving for tuition, you're buying your child freedom from future financial stress. But here's the truth. You can't fund your kids' dreams if you've ignored your own. That's why before helping anyone else, you must secure your own retirement foundation. The milestone to aim for by 40 is having 3 times your annual income saved for retirement. That number isn't random. It ensures compound interest can start working harder than you do. Because wealth isn't built by intensity, it's built by consistency, tiny automatic deposits that never miss a beat. Think of retirement savings as future rent for your peace. Pay it early, and you live free later. The final milestone of your 30s is financial confidence, the calm that comes from understanding your numbers. Confidence doesn't mean knowing everything. It means knowing enough to stop panicking when things go wrong. It's the ability to look at your finances and say, I've got this, instead of, I hope so. Because once you have a plan, even chaos feels manageable. That's the real flex in your 30s. Confidence replaces fear, and fear is the most expensive bill most people pay. When you trust yourself with money,
Every other decision gets lighter. Career, relationships, even health.
you stop chasing security from others because you finally built it within yourself. That's the real upgrade of adulthood. Not income, not status, but self-trust. When you reach that point, you stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I succeed? Financial peace isn't about being rich. It's about not flinching every time life sends a bill. You realize money was never the goal, freedom was, and now you finally understand the difference. In your 30s, that's the transformation. From survival mode to strategy mode. You go from reacting to life to designing it. From waiting for peace to creating it. The habits you build now echo for decades, and they don't just change your net worth, they change your self-worth. This is the decade to build stability so powerful that nothing outside of you can shake it. Because wealth without peace is noise, but peace with purpose, that's real success. So start where you are, use what you have, and keep building the version of you who's unstoppable. Your 30s aren't too late. They're the perfect time to build everything your 20s promised. And if you need the roadmap, you already found it. Welcome to Financial Freedom with Bobby.